This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
We're talking about terrible job interviews. 13, 24, 10. Have you been in one? Have you conducted one? Have you driven away in the middle of one? Like maybe someone in this studio has.
Oh, I look forward to hearing about that.
The reason we're talking about this is there's an article that's just been published. A viral text message exchange has taken the world by storm. And we're going to reenact it. We're going to role play, Jack.
Yes.
And I'm going to play the role of the applicant.
And I'm going to play the role of the recruiter.
Yeah, so if you're not sure how these things work, the recruiter, so I'm the applicant, I go to the recruiter, I say, I would like a job, these are my skills. The recruiter finds a job for you, you go to the interview, but the company contacts the recruiting company, not you, to tell you that you're successful or not.
So this message, this phone is in the hands of you, Swanee, the applicant, but the recruiter sends a message saying, hey, Catherine, just tried to call you. I'm sorry to say you didn't get the job. I just heard from them.
And then I say, oh, that's a shame. I really thought it went well. Did they say why?
Yeah, they said they absolutely loved meeting you, but your questions were too financially orientated.
What on earth does that mean?
Apparently you asked about money a lot. Is that true?
That's my favourite one. Apparently you asked about money a lot. Can you imagine that applicant, the question, what can you bring to the role? I'll answer that in a minute, but how much are you going to give me? And it's an easy mistake to make because, of course, the bottom line is we work for money.
Absolutely.
Our work, for example, is a joy. But there have been times where really I'm just working hard for the money. I've had some terrible job interviews.
Yeah. Give me one.
Well, I've got two. I mean, there's probably more, but these are the top two worst. 13, 24, 10, by the way. Have you endured a terrible job interview? And generally by terrible, I mean, were you terrible and shameful? That's what I'm talking about here. I went for an interview. It was back when I was looking for a job in advertising, and the guy was very weird during the interview, and I thought, oh, God, he just hates me. Anyway, he left the room, and I thought, what's going on? And I looked down, and my entire shirt was open down to the last button. I got a brand new shirt and my boobs had completely busted out.
I'm surprised you didn't say you've got it the minute he walked in.
It's not the 1960s. Anyway, the other one I had was there used to be a thing in the olden days called video stores, and I went for a job at Video Easy.
Oh, great.
And the guys that ran it took it so seriously, which is great. It's their small business or whatever, but come on, it's a video rental shop.
I know, they were like gamer types, and they
God.
take those jobs seriously.
So seriously. So the interview had been going for 45 minutes to an hour at a video store.
Man.
Anyway, they were asking questions like, what could you bring to this role? And, what makes you tick and all this sort of stuff. And about halfway through, I just went, you know what? I don't want this job. I don't want to ever see you again. So I said, I don't know why. I said, I can hear my phone ringing in my car. I've got to, I know. I did.
Did you not realise that they would understand that they could also hear that phone should it have been ringing?
At that stage, I just wanted to go and I made something up. And then I went to my car and I drove away.
That is peak chaotic, Chrissy.
Never to be seen again.
I love it so much. 13, 24, 10. Tell us about your bad job interview. We might give you a pass to the movies, given you brought up Video
Good
Easy.
Idea.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
A viral text exchange is taking the world by storm. A recruiter has had to say to their applicant, I'm so sorry, I've heard from the company and you did not get the interview because all you talked about was money, which is probably a mistake that applicant will not make again. 13, 24, 10. What is the worst interview that you've ever experienced? Hello, Mandy.
Hello. When I love your show, just to tell you that.
Good on you, Mandy.
When I first came to Australia about 25 years ago, I had a job interview at a graphic design studio. A beautiful office, everything was white lampshades, white desk, everything was beautiful and white. Anyway, I had the interview, and back in those days you filled out everything by hand, forms by hand, and there was a pen holder on the desk, and I picked up a pen and it didn't work, so I gave it a good shake and it still didn't work. And then I realized that one of those old pens where the back had flown out and ink had flown everywhere.
No.
Everywhere. In the keyboard, on the beautiful lampshades, absolutely everywhere. And they just told me to get out.
Really? Before you'd even had a crack at the interview?
Yep. I destroyed their office.
I think that's the worst sort of place to damage the surroundings because people in those offices, like graphic designers and stuff, they care about their surroundings.
Yeah. It was just black ink everywhere. I don't even know. I just got out of it. I was so upset.
Is that your personality, Mandy? Like, you're a bit like me, like wherever you go, there's mess. Like, you know, next time you turned up for work, if you got the job, you would have had dog poo on your foot and then you would have walked that all through the office?
Well, I can't eat without dropping my food on me.
Yeah, I thought so.
Mandy, we're going to send you a double pass to Gladiator 2, exclusive to cinemas now. Let's go to Rachel.
Hi, Rach.
Hey guys.
Hi. Something went wrong in a video interview?
Yeah, it was me and the screen, and once you press start, you couldn't go back, and it started recording you, and a question would come up on the screen. You'd have to read it, and then within 30 seconds, you'd have to start giving your answer. And halfway through my answer, I forgot what the question was, and let's just say I did not get the job.
Oh, that sounds very anxiety-inducing.
It was horrible. And normally you talk back and forth with the interviewer, and you get feedback and you listen, and it was terrible.
Rachel, what job were you going for?
It was for a teaching role.
No, it shouldn't be computer operated. It should be face-to-face with the principal or something.
Exactly.
I've never heard of such a thing. That is crazy.
A double pass to see Gladiator 2 for you too, Rach.
I wouldn't cope with that. I'd just be either rambling like an idiot or just staring at the screen like, huh?
I know. I just shut the computer down. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
not.
Hi, Bettina.
Hello, how you going?
Good lady. What happened?
I went to an interview for an interior design position, and it was going fine. And then they said, yeah, we just require you to wear makeup, and whenever you wear skirts, it must have stockings underneath. And I went, oh, sorry, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. And I walked out.
That is a very odd request for an interior designer.
Yeah, but I thought so too. I thought it's got nothing to do with my skills, so see ya.
Salada.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Everyone is talking about Troye Sivan at the moment. Oh, my God. You were at the show last night. Was it amazing?
It was unbelievable. Like, one of my favourite concerts I've ever been to was at Sydney My Music Bowl in Melbourne.
Outdoors.
The vibe. Warm night. The vibe was just unmatched. It was like a festival. It was so fun.
Oh, my God. How gorgeous. And an audience full of young whippersnappers, no doubt.
Full of gays.
Oh, my God, my favourite.
Yeah.
And, of course, after his amazing speech at the Arias, he's really kicking some goals, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's revealed a very harrowing story about his father, his head, and a nail gun.
He got shot in the head with a nail gun.
Okay.
And like a 5 centimeter nail went into his brain, and he had to have like emergency surgery, and he's completely fine. It's like a miracle, honestly.
I've sort of noticed that I've seen a lot of Troye Sivan lately.
Yeah.
He just says sort of shocking, weird things. They just come out of his mouth. Like at the Arias, it was a really personal story that you would tell,
Yeah.
you know, to maybe a handful of people, and it's just he just blurts it out, and then he's having this, you know, presumably quite a civilized interview, and he goes, yeah, my dad got shot in the head with a nail gun.
You're right. It's the delivery is so nonchalant.
Yeah,
It's just like,
and there's no
yeah.
filter. It's like, I don't know if I should be saying this. Oh, it's stuff it. I'm going to say it.
And then a graphic appeared of the nail in his dad's head.
And that is deep in there. How does that even happen?
How do you, like, live through that? That looks like it would go into the brain.
Well,
Like-
I think it did. I think it did go like it was very, very serious, and as he said, an absolute miracle. I am terrified of workshop tools and appliances.
Yeah,
I really, really am.
I'm with you.
I mow my own lawn now, but even then, like I did it yesterday,
Yeah.
I had to I had to make sure I had proper covered toes.
We need to get you some steel caps.
Maybe I do need them.
Yeah, because then you'll feel safe. You'll know that your toes are okay.
And the concentration, I've got my tongue out. I'm looking at my feet, looking at the blades. I take it very, very seriously because I don't trust myself with power tools. I know that I'm an accident waiting to happen.
Absolutely.
Have you ever...
I get scared walking into my dad's shed.
He's good. He's good on the tools,
good
isn't
on the
he,
tools.
David?
I see like the saw on the bench and everything. I'm like, oh, even just the sight of the blade.
The drop saws.
Yes, that one.
Oh, my God.
I feel like they should be reserved for horror films and that's all.
I agree.
And I think nail guns should be like illegal. They just look scary.
I feel like you're right. You could kill someone with one of them.
13 24 10. Have you had a mishap with a power tool? We want to hear about it and we'll give you a prize to make you feel better.
Gruesome, please.
Please.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
We're talking about the times that you've had a run with a power tool in the shed or in the workshop and you've come off second best. Troy Sivan's dad did just that and ended up with a nail gun in his head.
He got shot in the head with a nail gun.
Okay.
And like a 5 centimeter nail went into his brain. And he had to have like emergency surgery and he's completely fine. It's like a miracle, honestly.
I mean, look, I love that we've got the outcome, but I want to know how this happened.
Yeah.
And where was Troy Sivan's mother at the time? That's what I would like to know. How does a nail from a nail gun end up in the back of a man's head?
His mum's so cool. She would have been like out shopping or at a gig or something.
She's so gorgeous.
She's a vibe. 13 24 10. What happened with the power tool?
What happened, Michaela?
So I was camping with my partner for my very first time as well, and we were sitting around the fire. It was pitch black at night. I had thongs on, and I've gotten up to walk to go to the toilet, and as I've gone around the camp chair, he had his retractable saw against it. Yeah, and I've kicked the handle of it, and it split the blade up and cut open the side of my ankle, the back of my ankle, and a bunch of blade marks across as well.
I mean...
And I was... Yes.
I'm sorry, I am speechless. I knew I hated camping, but now I really, really hate it so much.
That was your first mistake, Michaela, going camping, can I just say?
I've been excited to go camping for my whole life, and yeah, that was a one to remember.
Were you in the middle of nowhere? How did you get some medical attention?
Well, I didn't until like the next day, like later the next day.
What?
So it was a Saturday night, and I got back into like the community area late Sunday arvo, but I didn't actually end up going into the doctors till Monday morning.
Michaela, I would have required a chopper.
And what were the wounds in the end? Were there stitches and all that sort of stuff?
I did need stitches, but because of how late I left it, they just wanted to glue it up or butterfly stitch it.
And what does it look like now?
Decent scar, a couple of decent scars.
Did you leave that? Did you leave that partner for leaving a tool around?
No. We both decided it was 50-50 fault.
Wow.
Oh, that's convenient.
Priceline Pharmacy voucher for you, Michaela. Let's go to...
I could see that all unfolding.
Oh, I can feel it. Like my Achilles is...
And all my toes are bunched up. Hi, Daniela.
Hey, guys. This is a pretty gross one.
Oh,
but
no,
my dad...
I don't think I can do gross.
No, I can. I've seen a word here. I want to hear about it.
So my dad used to work in an abattoir.
Keep going.
And they have meat grinders and meat saws. And one of the guys that he was working alongside was sawing some meat, and he accidentally sawed off his finger. So while they rushed him off to the hospital, my dad was designated. It was designated to look for the finger amongst all the meat.
Wait.
He found it.
Chrissy's taking her headphones off because she can't hear it. So wait, your dad had to go through the meat.
Yeah.
What kind of meat? Like sausage mince?
It was pork. Yeah, so
okay.
it was a pig abattoirs, and he had to go through all the meat. So the finger, he found it. And
he found it?
He found it. They brought it back to the hospital, and they actually put it back on. How effective that finger was, I'm not too sure.
Swanee, it's a happy ending. They found the finger, and then they put it back on, and now he's got his finger. And it smells like pork, apparently.
Oh, my God. Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.